10th here in the home opener. So the USMMA Mariners, who were denied 2 February doubleheaders because of the snow, they get a little extra baseball tonight in the home opener on St. Patrick's Day. Travis Campbell has been sensational. Back to work for his 4th inning of relief. He's only allowed 1 hit, that leadoff triple to Mason Phillips that did not come around to score in the 7th. As he pours in a first pitch strike. 0-1 to the leadoff man, Addison Carbalescar. As it's 1, 2, and 3 in the order for Coast Guard. As that missed somewhere. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carbalescar. This is his 6th plate appearance of the evening. 1-1 from Campbell is swung on and missed. Nice pitch running under the hands. 1-2. 3-3 here in the 10th. All 3 of the Mariners runs came in the 1st. All 3 Coast Guard runs came in the 5th. 1-2 from Campbell. Got him swinging. Travis Campbell, his 4th consecutive strikeout, his 5th total in 3 1/3 innings of work as he continues to shine here in the home opener. As Carbalescar goes down swinging for the 2nd time tonight. And now Carson Cho, who's had a rough night, 0 for 5 with 2 fly balls, a ground out, a pop-up, and a strikeout, and he's down in the count here. 0-1. This game has had a lot of everything except runs, folks. We have 7 combined errors between the 2 teams as that's low and away. Ball 1. We have 10 combined walks between the 2 teams. We have 8 hit batters combined between the 2 teams, but just 6 runs. Deadlocked at 3 since the 5th, 1-1. And Cho watches one upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. So he said the Mariners looking for their first walk-off win since April 14th, 2 years ago, against Purchase on the Chiappetti walk-off hit. 2-1 from Campbell, and that's in there, 2-1. And Coast Guard was not won here at Bartizak Field, trying to do it for the first time tonight. So they'll need extra innings. 2-2 from Campbell. Is poked on the ground to short. Trout there waiting for it. Landon gobbles it up, throws across on the money. 2 up, 2 down for Travis Campbell here in the 10th. As after Campbell has settled in nicely after the leadoff triple by Phillips, and since the error that allowed Max Van Alkentich, the error by Fulton, Campbell has really settled in and retired the last 7 Bears. Now Nate Stafford, who has an extra chance to extend his hitting streak, had a pretty good chance to do it there, except he missed, and it's 0-1. As that was a cookie right down the middle, and Nate Stafford swung right over it. 0-1 from Campbell is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 10th, Merchant Marine will have Captain Callahan, Drew Davis, and Thomas Byrne to try and walk it off here in the home opener. 1-1 to Stafford. Dives down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Coast Guard bullpen is quiet, so get ready for more Alexander Smith, who will be headed back to the mound for his 5th inning relief in the bottom of the 10th. 2-1 to Stafford is on the outside corner. 2-2. Remember, folks, this is not Major League Baseball. No Magic Man on second base in extra innings. So we will play until someone gets a guy all the way around. 2-2 from Campbell is in there. Strike 3 called. Have yourself a home opener, Travis Campbell. His 6th strikeout in 4 innings of nearly spotless work. Just 1 hit allowed. We head to the bottom of the 10th. Mariners will try their luck again and walk it off on St. Patrick's Day. We'll be back in a moment on the USMMA Mariners Sports Network.
It started at like 6:26. And it's 9:29. 3 hours and 3 minutes official. I mean, I'm still gonna say it started at 6:30. I didn't realize you can click the player just to change the name, to change who it is. I didn't know that. I was going to have a roster. Change the picture.
Well, that's a better way to do it than doing it that way.
Yeah, it was the same thing. It actually worked pretty easy. Change the last picture.
This game has turned into a pitching duel between the sophomore Travis Campbell and the freshman Alexander Smith.
In the bottom of the 10th inning. Number 3, Charles Callahan.
Campbell with 4 scoreless innings under his belt, just 1 hit allowed. Alexander Smith back for his 5th inning of relief, only 2 hits allowed. And he can thank the wind out there blowing Luke Kruer's long fly ball foul. That would have been a walk-off home run and sent us all home 25 minutes ago. And a timeout before the pitch, a very late timeout called by the home plate umpire Joseph Marciano.
That's right, he fell asleep.
As the music was late coming off and Smith was halfway through his delivery. So Captain Callahan leads it off here in the 10th and swings and misses on a foul tip. 0-1. For Mr. Callahan tonight, he is responsible for the last runs driven in for Merchant Marine with his 2-run single all the way back in the first inning. And he pops one up right side into the wind. That'll come back and out of play. 0-2. It'll be Callahan, followed by 2 freshmen, Drew Davis and Thomas Byrne. Wouldn't it be something for some of the freshmen to come through with a walk-off in their first career home game against arch rival Coast Guard? 0-2 to Charles is up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We've talked about in this broadcast tonight, we've had a lot of errors, we've had a lot of walks, we've had a lot of hit batsmen, now we've had a lot of zeros in the line score. No runs since the 5th inning as Callahan lines one into center field for a base hit. Charles Callahan yells to his dugout on his way to first. A big hit for Captain Callahan, the senior, to lead off the 10th.
15, Drew Davis.
And now the wheels start turning in the head of the 18th year Mariner head coach, Mike Nodebart. Mariners just their 6th hit since the first inning. Callahan tonight, who has been on the move. He has a stolen base. He gets checked in on here by Smith. See how Coast Guard and Brian Casey want to play this. The third baseman Persifield in on the edge of the grass at third. We'll see if Drew Davis is asked to bunt. He is squaring immediately, and Smith throws over on Callahan. So the Bears get Davis to tip his hand, and that allows Persifield, the third baseman, to take a couple of more steps in at third base, now way in on the grass. Stafford holding Callahan on for defense. Davis on the bunt. At the plate, he missed it. It's 0-1. Hear Mike Nodebart talk about good fundies all the time. And Drew Davis in his first career home game on a frigid night, trying to lay down a sacrifice bunt to get the speedy Charles Callahan into scoring position, carrying the potential game-winning run. That's another check-in on Charles. And much to my dismay, many of the Mariners folks have departed for their dorms here on this chilly night as we are in the bottom of the 10th inning. Davis on the 1-1. It's low, and now it is 1-1. Good eye by the freshman Drew Davis. The Mariners look to scratch and claw a run across here in the 10th. The freshman from Springboro, Ohio, can warm everybody up with a good bunt right here. He stabbed at it and foul tipped it into the mid of Bosky, 1-2. Now, what does Mike Notebart want his freshman Drew Davis to do with 2 strikes? Do you keep the bunt on with the youngster? Persifield takes a few steps back at third, still in on the grass, expecting a bunt from the plebe Drew Davis. 2-step lead for Callahan at first. Davis at the swing, and he chases one down low for strike 3. Rough at bat for Drew Davis. Second time he has struck out tonight.
19.
Unable to get the bunt down.
Your attention, pitching commercial read number 19, Michael Brown.
And then goes down swing on a pitch out of the zone. We have a pitch hitter for Thomas Byrne. It is Michael Brown walking up to Taylor Swift, and she wears short skirts. No one's wearing short skirts tonight, folks. It's a little cold out there. But I can sure bet you everyone in the bleachers will be cheering if Michael Brown can drive home Charles Callahan from first.
Using like the kids' box versions of all this.
Wearing number 19, worn by Danny Heck last year, the freshman from Dumfries, Virginia. Another check-in on Charles Callahan. The Mariners look to pull one out of the hat here in extra innings on opening night at Bartizak Field. So they go to their youngster, Michael Brown. And he swings away and fouls it back. 0-1. For Michael Brown in his career, this is his 3rd career at bat. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And he's down in the count here, 0-1. Coast Guard with the infield set up for a double play, hoping for an 11th inning. The freshman Alexander Smith against the freshman Michael Brown, and Callahan caught on the pickoff. Stafford runs him down, makes the throw to Cho, and my goodness, Callahan got around the tag. Somehow, Carson Cho missed the tag. I would have to imagine that's the 2nd stolen base of the night for Charles Callahan. And all the swim classes these Merchant Marine Academy Mariners take, some of which are taught by Joe Guster, one of them paid off right there. Brian Casey pops out of the Coast Guard dugout to plead his case. But on a night where we've seen everything, we see something else, as Charles Callahan looked like a dead duck between first and second. Stafford made a good throw to Cho, and Cho somehow missed the tag. It goes as the 2nd stolen base of the night for Callahan. And now the freshman Michael Brown, in his 1st career at bat at Bartizak Field, has a chance to walk off rival Coast Guard. And Brown pops one foul. It's 0-2. Behind Michael Brown is another freshman, Davin Fulton. As the Mariners look for their first walk-off win in nearly 2 years. Outfield straight up for Coast Guard. The 0-2 pitch coming to Brown is waved at and fouled away down the right field line. Phillips on a dead run. Can't run it down. Good effort by Mason Phillips, the sophomore.
He needs 4 baseballs. 4 baseballs, please.
The umpire has run out of baseballs here in the 10th inning. Joe Marciano behind the plate. Max Van Auken, the left fielder, takes a couple of strides in. The center fielder, Cale Gottschalk, has taken a couple of steps in as well, as has Phillips in right field. Mariners could win it with a base hit. Another 0-2 to Brown is punched on the ground. The second Cho fell down, and it kicks through his legs. In to score the winning run is Charles Callahan. And on a between-the-legs bouncer, Michael Brown, in his 1st career at bat at Bartizak Field, walks off the Coast Guard Bears. On a night the Mariners needed a little luck on St. Patrick's Day, a double bouncer goes through Carson Cho, and Michael Brown walks it off for the Mariners on St. Patty's Day as they beat the Bears 4-3 in 10 innings. In a game where both teams gave the opponent chances to walk out of here the victor, Coast Guard gift wraps it one more time for Kings Point as Michael Brown, a number to second base that bounced through Carson Cho's legs, and Captain Charles Callahan, full speed ahead, scored from second with a head-first dive and a home as the Mariners win it in thrilling fashion in the home opener on St. Paddy's Day, 4-3.
So you're going to do Coast Guards first and then Ours.
On a night of errors, we see one more, the fourth and final Coast Guard error of the night by Carson Cho. The walk-off for Michael Brown as we pause for the alma maters of the Coast Guard Academy and the United States Merchant Marine Academy here in Kings Point. Coast Guard will sing first.